This is for my law enforcement peeps. There's a really frustrating process that a lot of people in law enforcement sort of like go through. There's somebody who they did an arrest on, they might have submitted, their report. The defendant does not get charged initially, is released pending investigation or RPI'd, and then like weeks or months later, they got to go serve the grand jury indictment that comes out and go arrest the guy or the gal a second time, putting them back in when it's really time consuming to try to find somebody the second time. And especially after weeks or months, or sometimes in certain cases over a year has passed, now they got to locate somebody. It seems like the work is being done twice. Are there any sort of like innovations or any sort of like changes, do you think, that if elected as city prosecutor you could implement so that we don't have this double work situation for law enforcement officers?
Well, and even worse, they may have committed other crimes in the meantime, especially if it's a property crime like UCPVs or burglaries or thefts. That may happen. That is something I have shared this frustration for years.
Okay.
And I've absolutely thought, I think the answer to it is where there's a will, there's a way. And if you could nip this in the bud, get the person charged, and depending on what the record is, watch them, maybe put them in pre-trials so we can drug test them, keep an eye on them, and if he can't follow the rules in pretrial, we'll keep him in custody until his trial. But I absolutely think there's a way to do that. I'll look at it, trying to get it done. So if we have a good case against somebody, you charge them right away, you hold them in custody, you take them to a preliminary hearing or grand jury, you get them held, and you try to get them off this path of committing these crimes, because they may do a whole spree before they finally get picked up.
Or both ways it happens. Sometimes it's the wake-up call that somebody needs. They move on with their lives, they've made improvements, and then it's the old saying, you might be done with the past, but the past ain't done with you. I've literally had clients that, they were in the military, they get restationed, and because they're now on the mainland, the bail gets artificially jacked up higher because it's easy to make the argument that, they left they're risky, they're on the mainland now, and they get artificially high bails. I think initially charging is the way to go, and I hope upon your election, if you get elected, that there's innovations to change that, because the law enforcement crowd will love you for that.
Absolutely.